All right, welcome everybody to the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel, the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel on the Iceman Wrestling Network, the man with the plan, the man with the knowledge, the man with the wrestling news. And today we're going to talk about TNA Impact Wrestling, which aired last night. And I must say, I was sort of stunned at the ending. I'm sort of wishing it didn't end like this, but I guess all good things come to an end. But let's get into it a little bit. The show started off with Jeff Hardy coming out into the ring, and he was talking about Ethan Carter III, and he was talking about the attempts by Matt Hardy to get one more match with EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight Belt. So anyway, Matt Hardy come out as well, and then EC3's music hit, and he came out and he spieled off a bunch of dialogue, and basically what Ethan Carter told Matt and Jeff Hardy. He'll give Matt one more match, but with a stipulation. If Matt loses, Jeff Hardy becomes Ethan Carter III's assistant. So more to less, or whatever you want to call it, Jeff Hardy would become EC3's bitch. So that's the way I look at it. And this match will take place next week on TNA Impact Wrestling. So that was pretty cool. And then we started off with their first match. It was Eric Young. Man, this guy is just, each week he comes out. He looks crazier and nuttier than ever. Chris Melendez wanted a match with him, and this match, the stipulation was if Eric Young won, he got the prosthetic leg of Chris Melendez. So going into this match, I'm saying to myself, well, there's no way Melendez is going to lose because he's not going to lose that prosthetic leg. Guess what? I was wrong. This match didn't go on for very long. It wasn't too bad, though. But all in all, when it all came down to it, Eric Young got the win. Melendez had to hand him his prosthetic leg, and Eric Young is raising it, saying he's going to put it on his mantle as a trophy. So, I mean, I was totally shocked by this. I really didn't expect this to happen. But then again, Eric Young's on a roll as of late. So, yeah. So, anyhow, we then saw our TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Wolves, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, defend their belts last night against the Revolution. And that is Manic and Abyss. And, obviously, James Storm had a little conversation with his boys there, and he said now that the former Koya is out of the group, he needs them to take care of business. Well, this wasn't a bad match overall. It went on back and forth for some time. James Storm did come out to try to interfere, to try to help his team win, but the man formerly known as Koya came out and thwarted James Storm's efforts. They both went into the back. The match continued. The Wolves ended up winning. So, not a bad match. Could have gone a little bit longer, but again, there was a lot more things to come later on. So, anyway, we saw some backstage segments and whatnot with Dixie and Jeff Jarrett, and we would find out later on what that was all about. Next up, we had Velvet Sky go up against Brooke, the Knockouts champion. Well, this was a big twist in this. They really never really got going into this match. It could have been a very, very good match, but obviously this match was set up for what was about to come. We saw the Dollhouse girls come out, Marty Bell and Jade, and guess what else? The return of the former Menagerie girl, Rebel. She joined the Dollhouse, and they took out Velvet Sky, so there was really no outcome, basically, for Brooke and Velvet. But, yeah, Rebel joins the Dollhouse. And then we saw a backstage interview or segment with Taryn Terrell, taunting Velvet Sky. And this totally shocked me. I didn't expect this to happen. Like I said, I don't read spoilers, but I think it's good to see Rebel back. And I like the idea that she's joining the dollhouse. It makes that dollhouse stable much more stronger. And, because the menagerie's gone, so that was a good thing. They also talked about the Knockouts calendar, which is coming out, and it will be Gail, Kim, Velvet Sky, and Brooke on the cover. So that's cool as well. And then we had the Fatal 4-Way for the number one contendership for the King of the Mountain title, which is held by PJ Black. We had Bobby Roode, Bobby Lashley, Mr. Anderson, and James Storm. Not a bad match. Again, it could have been allotted a little bit more time, but it is what it is. I can't complain. I enjoyed the match. To be quite honest with you, I thought going into this match that the winner would end up being Bobby Lashley. Again, the Iceman was wrong. It had ended up being the longest reigning TNA World Heavyweight Champion title holder, Bobby Roode, when he gave the Roode Bomb to his former Beer Money partner, James Storm. So there you have it there. So Bobby Roode is in line for the number one contendership against PJ Black for the King of the Mountain match. Now, I'm watching this match, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm saying, wow, we still got a bit of time left, So, obviously, I knew Jarrett and Dixie, were going to get back together in the ring, but what was to come was a totally shocker in my eyes. So Jarrett and Dixie are out there, and Dixie is praising Jeff Jarrett for the way they work together. And, to be quite honest with you, in the past, they did work quite well together. They had TNA, doing quite well in their beginning when they both, hooked up and whatnot. So she's praising Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett is praising Dixie Carter. And they get interrupted. Just as Dixie's getting ready to announce Jeff Jarrett as the guy who's going to run TNA Impact Wrestling, they get interrupted by Drew Galloway. And he brings up the fact that nobody saw anything that happened with Bully Ray a few weeks ago. Nobody saw anything that happened on his attack. And he thought it was pretty suspicious. And he just said it just didn't make any sense. But then he claimed he saw footage of a car leaving both times. And it had Jarrett's name on it. So Jeff Jarrett vehemently, denied everything. And him and Galloway were butting heads back and forth. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here comes Karen Angle. And she announces that she was the one. Now, Jeff was very, very upset with Karen over this incident. And Karen kept telling Jeff Jarrett she did it for him. She did it for Global Force Wrestling. She did it for him because he was the founder of TNA Impact Wrestling. And out of the blue, Jeff Jarrett kicks Drew Galloway between the legs, and everybody was stunned. I mean, I was stunned because, like I said, I don't read spoilers. I didn't know this was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, all the Global Force Wrestling people came in the ring. They started beating down on Drew Galloway. And then one by one, all the TNA guys came into the ring, and they had a free-for-all in the ring. So there you have it. Jeff Jarrett screws over Dixie Carter. It was total surprise to me. I wish this alliance could have lasted a little bit longer, but we'll wait and see what happens next week, because I know the storylines are still involving each other. But all in all, it wasn't a bad Impact. I think it could have been beefed up a little bit more, but I did enjoy it. And hopefully there's better things to come next week. So there you have it. TNA last night. Either love it or hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I liked it. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your day. This is the Iceman here on the Jeffrey Rose Iceman V2013 YouTube channel. We'll see you all next time. Peace, everybody.